everybody.
Hello, hello.
Oh my goodness, it is time. It's Monday night, which means it is time to find out if it's your time to shine. Spoiler alert, the answer is yes.
Fun fact, since we don't even
Fast
have to go
forward.
to the end.
Fast forward. So as you're jumping on, comment live if you're watching live, comment replay if you're watching us a little bit later on the replay. And as always, if you've been invited to watch this by a member of our stylist team, go ahead and give him or her a tag so that he or she knows that you're here, because they definitely want to know if you are here joining us on this super fun night where Jen and I are going to share a little bit about what we love so much about this business, to see if you might love it just as much, and that you might win a piece of jewelry tonight as well. So hang in for that. How are you, Jen?
I'm doing great. Always so excited to be here and to just chat about all the things that not only do we love about Park Lane, but really what it has done for ourselves personally, what it's done for our family, and how we get to share that with others. And it's really my favorite night to be able just to kind of give a little bit of background and insight into what that might look like for others. So I'm excited to be here. Michelle, I am so grateful for you and just how you lead our team. So for those of you that don't know, Michelle is the leader of Shine On, Team Shine On, and she does such an incredible job of supporting us and helping to train us. And I have been here for almost a decade, which is crazy to think about. And so Michelle's seen a lot of life happen in our family as we have raised kids from infancy, starting with Park Lane. And so it's just really a sweet thing to be able to walk through life and business together. So I think that as we've done that, I think both of us have a lot of insight to share. But Michelle, if I can ask you a few questions and we can kind of go back and forth.
Sure.
What are your favorite things about the direct sales industry, and why might that be a highlight for somebody else?
Yeah, it's funny because Jen, and I always joke with Jen that we're like the before and after photo. She and her husband and my husband and I, because she started this business when her children were infants, and I started, well, a toddler and an infant. I started when I had just an infant, and my kids are now in their 20s. Her children are now elementary and middle school age. And it gives such a great overview of what this business can do for you, which really comes down to that flexibility. Because when, almost 26 years ago, but 25 years ago, I was a teacher on maternity leave. And my son had been born in November. I kind of did like FMLA for a while. And now it's like June. And it's coming to roost now, right? Like school's coming in September, and I just didn't want to go. I wanted to continue to be home on maternity leave, but the only way to do that, since we were on my health insurance, was going to be to pay a COBRA. Well, then the money for that was going to have to come from somewhere, right? And at that time, the COBRA was $600. So it was like, okay, well, where is that coming from? And I had hosted a party. I was with another company for 14 years before I came to Park Lane almost 12 years ago. And so I had a party with that company. And the girl had told me she made $200. And I had kept that information in my pocket in the back of my brain. And I said, well, I guess if I did 3 parties a month, then I would really be home with the baby all day. I'd go out and do like three shows sometime in the month. And I guess that's how I could make the $600. So that's what I did. I bought a kit, and that was in June of 2000. And I made $604. And my husband and I were so excited because it was like, it worked. I guess that's how this works. You kind of pick a dollar amount, you pick a number of shows, and you go do that. So it also seemed like, does that mean I could make $1,000? Because maybe I should do 5 shows, and then I guess I would have $1,000. And that's exactly what happened. So then the next month, somebody wanted to join up with me, and it was like, oh, wait, so you make more money from that too. Great. And I was so grateful that that was learned so quickly, because I would have already gone out on maternity leave again because I was going to be having another baby in the middle of that school year. So I just extended the maternity leave and just kind of kept building. 2 years after that, I had my daughter. So now I had 2 boys and a girl. And at that point, it was like, give up the teaching position, not happening. So I stayed there, stayed in that manner, just kind of like building, for the next 14 years. And then when Park Lane called me to ask if I'd like to learn about the programs here, I initially said no. And it was literally this exact time in December of 2013 is when Park Lane called me with this question. And at first I was like, oh, I'm really not looking to make a change. And she said to me on the phone, well, this really isn't about deciding to make a change. It's about hearing another set of programs to hear if it might be something that would work for you. Maybe it's better than where you are now. And it's really just about getting information so that you are informed about the business that you're in. And I was like, actually, that is true. So I suppose I will go on the interview. And then I did that in early January of 2014. And on that interview is where I learned, the programs here were a lot more robust. They were a lot more lucrative and had a lot more potential than where I was. And at that point is when I realized I'm actually going to have to change, because a big part of our business, Jen and I, doing this now as long as we have, is that we share business information. We teach people how to do this business. We teach our people how to teach people how to do this business. And if I'm going to go recruit a woman into this business, I need to know that what I am offering is the best of what's out there. Because every woman joining this company, every person joining this company is doing it because they either need to supplement the income that they have, they need to replace an income that they lost, and are doing so around many other things in life, right? So when Jen, for example, joined, she was actually working full-time with her infant and toddler, right? So how many of you work full-time? How many of you work part-time? How many of you take care of aging parents? How many of you have older kids that maybe play collegiate sports and you're chasing them around the country watching the games? Maybe you're planning for family weddings, bridal showers, baby showers. Like, there's so many stages of life, to Jen's original point. And the flexibility that this industry provides, and this business specifically, jewelry, the portability of Park Lane Jewelry, is what can meet you wherever you are. So that if you are someone who travels states away to take care of your parents or to travel at the holidays, your business can so easily go with you because it can take place right from your phone. So that flexibility and the length of time I've been in this is what allows me to be able to really help so many people across so many stages of life, because so far I'm up to your kids moving out and you're an empty nester, right? But I do have people on the team that are retirees or have become retirees in their time being here. So it's given such great perspective for me as a leader of all the ways that you can build. And Jen is such a great example of, because I came here with 14 years of experience, right? So when I went on that interview, I knew what to listen for. Jen is one of our amazing team members that came with no sales experience at all and was coming here from scratch. And I know that in talking to her husband, and we've traveled many trips together, they did research a couple of other companies and did land on Park Lane's programs do seem to be superior to the other things. And fast forward, Jen no longer works full-time. This is her full-time. And I'd love for you to tell them, Jen, too, some of the highlight reel of things that you've done for your family or have achieved as a result of it first being supplemental income and then continuing on now. 10 years.
So I had a dear friend of mine that invited me into business alongside of her. She was like, Jen, I think you'd be so good at this. We should do this together, right? And that often happens when you are starting a business like this, because why not, link arms with your best friend, your sister, your aunt, your, cousin, whatever, and do this together. And so, first I, like you do to any best friend, I don't know, right? And then she kept pestering me. And she was like, girl, no, like for real, you should totally do this with me. It's so fun.
So fun, right?
And then as the more, like Michelle had stated, my husband and I kind of thought about it, and we then started kind of researching a little bit about what this could look like. The thing that really stood out to both of us is that, man, how cool would it to be to have an additional stream of income coming in that we could name to pay off my student loans.
So smart.
So we were both having, we both worked full-time jobs at that point. And yet, like, let's knock that out. Let's take care of that. Let's name that money and let's throw it down so that we could not have that student loan anymore. And we did that. And that felt so good. I don't know. Tell me in the comments, have you ever had that experience of being able to make that final payment, excuse me, on anything, right? That final payment click is like a weight just being like, oh, right? Like it's so good. It's so good. So that was something that that was my first, like, that's what we're doing with our Park Lane income. And fast forward, like maybe 3 months after joining, I vividly remember a moment standing in the living room with a gal, having so much fun playing in jewelry that, wow, I am making money that I'm going to be able to pay off my student loans, and I'm having so much fun doing it. It wasn't added stress to my high stress job. It wasn't another boss telling me, what to do and when it needed to be done, right? It was me deciding on a Thursday night, that's when I'm going to go out and I'm going to hang out with women in their living room. It's a Sunday night where I know I can work from my computer and have a party online and still be able to put my kids to bed at the end of the night, right? I'm in control. I get to do it. I like to be in control. Fun fact. And so that's what we did. We continued to do that. And then in 2021, I walked away from my full-time job and have not looked back. I am so grateful for the flexibility of being able to pick up and drop off my kids every single day, to be able to take them to sports practices, to go to, the daytime events that the school decides that they need to put together at 11:30 in the morning. What? But I'm grateful. I'm so grateful that I get to work this business around those things. And, Michelle, one thing that I have noticed recently a lot online is that women specifically are looking for a way to have an additional stream of income or a stream of income coming in, but they're kind of playing the algorithm game. They're kind of playing the follower game of like, hey, if I get this many followers, then I can do this, or I can monetize if this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really want to encourage that this can be a for sure thing when you work it, right? It's not a like, oh, hopefully I can get 5,000 followers, right? Hey, we're going to give you a really great business plan and a model, and we're going to partner with you to work with you to give you the tools that you need immediately and to have that paycheck coming in as quickly as you want. And I think that is something that has really stood out to me, of not hoping that it's going to happen, but taking control and deciding, I'm going to do this for myself.
Yeah, I love that. And it's such a good point about the speed as well, because if we were to do a launch show for you, which we're going to talk about in a second, we have weekly pay here. So some of you have a party, some of you are watching that already have a party open with your stylist. You already are in the midst of a show with your stylist. It's Monday night right now. When you close that show by Wednesday, our pay week is Thursday to Wednesday. So when you submit business by a Wednesday, you get a pay stub on Friday. Direct deposit is there Tuesday. You can have money a week from tomorrow in your account.
Amazing.
And yes, you're not needing X number of followers to be able to go live first, or any of these crazy things, or to qualify to be able to have this, that, and the other thing. Like,
right.
We just want to get
fill out an application to be
Right. Like
whatever.
we can just get you started.
Mhm.
So love all of that. And, there are so many things that you can tag this money for, right?
Mhm.
Because some of you need tuition money for yourself or for kids, orthodontics, car payments, furniture. You haven't been on a trip in a long time. Um, Medical bills, credit cards. These are all things. Every single one of those things I named and countless more are things that people on this team at this company have said, I paid that off.
Mhm.
And some of them are things that Jen and I specifically paid off.
Yep.
We're actually, so when you were talking about make the final payment,
Yeah.
we're about to make the final payment of tuition for our children. So between all the years of,
Wow.
private school
Yeah.
and then all the years of college, the final college tuition payment is imminent. My daughter's
Wow.
the final semester is getting paid soon. We have hemorrhaged tuition out of this house for so many years, and it's almost over. And a big part of that is this business. And jewelry is the way to do it. It's fun, it's portable, it's something everyone buys, but it matters where you join because you want to join a company that's stable, a company with a reputation of excellence, with buying power so that you have excellent prices and excellent programs. So let's talk about it. Because Park Lane's been around since 1955, 70 years of business, 70. So 70 years of business being family owned and operated, that means that we are on second, third, and fourth generation of the family involved in the day-to-day operations. So when Arthur and Shirley started this, they were teenage newlyweds building a family and a business at the same time. So, and what amazing vision, right? Because who would think that a business that you started in the 50s where women were having like home parties with Jell-O mold and, ambrosia as the snacks. And now like those parties are sometimes done in homes. Absolutely. Still so fun and highly recommended if your stylist lives near you, if you want to do your business doing in-person parties in home, amazing fun. But can also be done on Facebook Live exactly like this or on any social media platform where you're showing the jewelry. Pick your social media platform, you can do it.
Yeah.
That the jewelry is so portable that you can even do shows in wine bars and restaurants and the lacrosse field and gymnastics waiting rooms and all kinds of places.
Yeah.
My previous company, that was definitely not an option with the stuff I was schlepping around, and it's absolutely the case here. So, and they were so wise because they started out with such a minimal investment of money and then did so much reinvesting that the programs have been well funded right from the beginning. And then when Arthur and Shirley were ready to retire 20 years ago, they already turned it over to their sons. So 3 of the children, I hate silly to say that as children, 3 of their sons are now the co-owners. Other siblings also have roles in the company. All of their children have important roles in the company. And some of them have little small children. So that when Jen and I go on these trips with all of the other trip achievers on our team and Park Lane in general, this is who we see. We see the owners. We see the children, the little ones, all of them. And this business is their family legacy. And when you work for a company that loves their company so much that it's their family legacy, I know it can be my family's legacy too. And that when Jen started this business 10 years ago with her little tiny babies, that now they're in middle and upper elementary school. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they were babies when we started. And Jen, when we went to Zurich, my daughter was in middle school, the age that her son is now. And that's the daughter that we're about to pay the tuition on. And it's the final tuition payment. She's an adult. So this is what we can do, help you with as well. Where are you in life? What stage are you at? And how can we help you build a business just like this? By having fun selling jewelry.
Yeah.
And it's the programs that are here that allow this level of success.
Yeah.
Now, many of you watching this are already our existing customers. And don't you love that customer sale, right? I mean, it's December. Everyone's looking for a sale, right?
Yeah.
And to be able to turn to our customers and say, oh, your only regular price pieces are your 2 lowest pieces. So like if you want to grab these hazy earrings, or if you want to grab these embraceable earrings in whatever metal color you want, so that now this ring and this ring are both now going to be half price, that's the sale. Yeah. 2 pieces at regular price being your lowest 2 pieces, so that 4 more pieces can be half price. That's incredible. Incredible. That with a $90 purchase, you get to take a piece of any price that's now going to be only $35. So that because you did a half price Wildcat necklace, you get to do a $35 onyx necklace and put this whole look together for less than the price of just the necklace. This is crazy. And it's the type of thing that women love to tell their friends about. Yeah. Jen, you were new to this. Like I came to this knowing party plan is the way, because when you host a party, then as a, I knew that you work for the company. What you want is an environment where women want to bring their friends together to shop, so that you get to meet a whole bunch of new customers. And then some of them want to host a party. And that's how 10 years later, 12 years later, 25 years later, you're still in business.
Right.
So you you did the exact thing. You attended a party as a guest. Oh, I've never heard of this.
Yeah. And I was 9 months pregnant when I first attended that party. Young mom, right? Young, married still. And I remember being able to make that purchase, right? Because I could get a high priced bracelet for 50% off. And I was so excited leaving that party. First of all, knowing that I had a beautiful pair of earrings and necklace coming in and a bracelet that I would have never picked for myself. But because it was 50% off, I got to treat myself. And then I had that coming, and I was so excited. And then, then I hosted, right? Then I hosted the party because I was like, okay, I'm going to need some more. And like, let's do this, right? Let me get some more, which of course ended up being my launch party, my first party that I made the paycheck on as well. And I remember being so excited to want to get to that 10 orders, right? Because I wanted to get $400 in free jewelry plus discounted pieces on top of that, right? And I so remember being in my living room and so excited about the opportunity to get all of these, free and discounted pieces. And so, it was so motivating to have my friends and family over so that they could shop the same sale that I was excited for. And then I knew I was getting a really great shopping spree as well. And then from there, that's when the trickle starts, right? Because I had a whole living room full of family and friends that also then became excited. And so guess what? Then they wanted to have parties. And then they introduced me to their friends and family, and so on and so forth. I was not staying in my living room full of network of people, and I haven't been going to those same people for the last 10 years.
That would be crazy.
They all have, restraining orders against me if that was the case. But that is the beauty of how this business so successfully was built 70 years ago, with that in mind, that we can continue to meet new people, build connections with people, and share our amazing sale and host program.
Right. That Park Lane pays for. That's the beauty of Party Plan, is that the company is paying for that free jewelry. Jen does not have to, when she does a party that someone earns $400 worth of jewelry, she's not paying for that. She is not taking that out of her stuff.
And I'm not storing any of this either.
And that's the thing. Like when we do our shows, and whether that's, again, it's also within our Facebook groups and things. Whenever someone is ordering, we're making up a link of all of the pieces you want on the link. And then Park Lane is fulfilling that order. Park Lane has the stock on their shelves. Our home does not turn into a warehouse, because if I had to keep stock, what do I know about how many pieces I need? Which gold, which is going to sell better in silver? That's not my problem. That's Park Lane's job to figure out. And thank goodness, because I don't have that type of business training. I like to smile and show jewelry and play with it and put it on, let's put these earrings with this necklace and whatever, because you don't want to keep inventory, everybody. That's your profit sitting in your house. So if you are thinking, well, I heard that you make 50% here. Well, if it's on stuff you have to buy, that's actually no profit at all. Because unless you sell every single piece, you're always in the red.
Right.
So what we show when I do a party and show these Hendrix earrings and someone wants to buy them, Park Lane sends them from the warehouse and I go like this. And I put those down until my next party when I hold them up again. Unless I want to wear them, because that's the other fun part. Because these programs that we have include all the things stylists get as well. Yeah. So, of course, the compensation program, which we're touching on now with the no inventory and stuff, I mean, it's 30% to start. If you are coming in as just a regular starting stylist, 30% on retail is more than a lot of places, with a higher percentage on wholesale, because that's a teeny tiny number. And then, of course, to grow 35%, 40, 45, and 50%, Jen and I are both at the 50% pay of personal commission, and 15% on team sales, 10% on team sales, 6%, 3%, like depending on where they are on your team, but of everyone on your team. That's a big, huge part of our compensation plan, is that you earn on every single person on your team infinitely deep, always, forever and ever. And that is something that I know for a fact is not true at every other company, because that's one of the reasons why I left where I was, because there were large factions of my team I didn't get paid on, and that you never lose that status or title. Right. So Jen started as a stylist and is now 4 levels up from that at senior division. If her whole team quit tomorrow, which is of course ridiculous, no one's doing that. But if that was to happen, she wouldn't not be a senior division, or she wouldn't be a senior division being paid as a stylist, because that's insulting, but tons of companies do it. She would still be earning her 50% personal commission. She would still be earning on a brand new recruit 15%. Like, all of that is still happening, because we do not live on a hamster wheel here at Park Lane. We are not forever re-qualifying for our title, or on the first of the month have to watch it reset all the levels all the way back up and only getting paid at whatever we make it back to every month. Nope. Your title, your overrides every single month, all the time, forever.
You know, one of the things I'm so grateful for that specifically is that as a leader, I get to lead without any strings attached and without any fear, right? That I don't have to worry about, oh, well, this certain person didn't submit what they had, or didn't make enough sales this month, or whatever. Like,
right.
Everybody can have their own goals, and that period.
Lock in on that. Yeah.
Period. Right. Of course, there are times where you adjust those things, but like, I don't have to live in fear that somebody's not going to do X, Y, and Z, and therefore, something bad is going to happen. Right. Never in my entire 10 years of being here have I ever been scared that I'm going to lose my title or my commission or any of that. I get to lead with love. I get to lead with encouragement always. And Park Lane does that same, it's a trickle down, right? Park Lane does that for us by not taking these things away, so that we also get to lead out of that same giving, generous mentality. And I'm every day so grateful for that as a leader.
And I know that so many of you just listened to that and said, wow, Jen's experience has been so totally different than the experience that I've had in direct sales, because most of you that do have experiences with other companies, including myself, know exactly what she's talking about. You lived in fear. You had things taken away. You lived in fear of embarrassment of wearing a different ribbon at the convention, or in not being able to pay your bills because they're going to pay you as a title that's different than the job you did all month long. And that simply doesn't happen here. And that's where then all the fun perks come in, because we're leading from a place of, I have my goals, you have yours, and all that's great. We're able to earn 11, we earn in packages of jewelry, 250, then another 300, then another potential 300, then another potential 300, $1,100 plus in free jewelry that we are able to earn every month. So this jewelry that you see surrounding us is jewelry that we earn in incentives, so that when new maple necklace comes out, we already had it because we earned it the month before. So that when the bubbly pieces come out that we're earning this month, which is actually a whole set on top of what the normal program is for the month, we'll have them available to show to you. And if that's something that you have had something before, or that you've been worried about, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to spend all of my profit on jewelry. No, you won't. No, you won't. Now, do some people like to buy from themselves because they get paid on it? Sure, but it's certainly not something you have to do to have success.
Right.
Do your shows, earn your jewelry, keep your money to pay your bills, which is why you joined in the first place. The 2 free vacations every year. Jen and I have literally traveled the world together. Literally traveled the world. We have been in all kinds of Caribbean waters. We have been traipsing all around Europe, and will continue to do so. And even right now, Park Lane did this extra fun thing where when the trip contest ended on November 30th, they decided to do an extra second chance to earn the Amsterdam trip. So whatever stylist invited you to watch tonight is actually eligible to earn a trip to Amsterdam in just the month of December. They made like a super abbreviated 5-week earning period, and you can be part of helping your stylist earn that trip by saying yes and holding a party by the end of the year. And honestly, we can hustle you up too if you'd like, and explain to you how you could earn it as well. But why not just say yes? Help your stylist, help yourself with having earning opportunity to pay off some of these holiday bills. Like we said, you can have a paycheck next week, the week after that, all through January. And when everybody else is fearing the Visa bill, you're going to be ready to already pay it because you earned money. People are shopping for jewelry for the holidays, for gifts, with or without you. Why not with you?
Totally.
If you signed up tonight, when you fill out the survey, letting us know your thoughts, you can just say, yes, 5, sign me up now. And somebody's going to be in touch with you immediately. Whoever invited you is going to be in touch. If that person's new, they're going to be in touch with you with their leader so that we can get your questions answered. So do not fear signing up with someone who's new. There's always somebody helping somebody who's new. That experienced leader is going to do that launch party for you. Or if, your recruiter will, whatever's appropriate. And then you're making money on that show so that when you're ready to pay the $129 for the kit, if you are prepared to pay that today, you will have a website in 10 minutes. You can sign up with your stylist and your life can be different tonight. You can have a website. You can pick out a $500 jewelry kit, all for $129. And then on top of that, you're going to have all the jewelry from your party that you still get to pick out and the paycheck of that party on the way. What better way to start in business than to have somebody who's already here working for you to have that successful start? If all of that sounds good, when you complete your survey, check all the time. Anything that says, yes, 5, sign me up now, I'm in, that's your answer. If you still have some questions that we missed in the comments, put your question on the survey. If you're a maybe, you can let us know that on the survey. We can still do the party and you can kind of kick the can down the road a little bit and decide after your party. That's fine too. That's what the decider party. Maybe you're like, this all sounds great, but definitely not for me, but I would like a party. I still would like free jewelry. Then just tell us you want a regular party. That's fine too. But why not give it a try? If there's ever a time to try a jewelry business, it's December.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's shopping.
You know, I always hear of women that buy a gift for themselves and put it under the tree, right?
Yeah, in the stocking.
This is your gift for yourself, right? Wrap a pretty box up, and this is your gift for yourself. And what a better gift that's going to make you money, right?
Yes.
Like, this is a gift that literally keeps on giving. And imagine what this could do for you for a month. Maybe you're going to try this for the month and you're going to have a debt-free holiday. Maybe you love it so much and you're going to try it for 3 months, right? Maybe that turns into something else. Or maybe it is just for a month. Either way, whatever it is, today is a great night to say, you know what? I am going to gift myself with this opportunity to try something new. And what a beautiful time to be able to do that. Leading into the new year, you're going to have experience starting in the new year because you're starting now. People are buying, all of those things. So now is truly a really amazing time to be able to partner with us and let us allow you to help you launch into your new, beautiful, successful Park Lane business.
Yes. Why wait till January 1st to make a commitment to yourself? You can start now.
Yeah.
Like Jen said, say yes to yourself for a change. I know you say yes to other people all the time. Mm-hmm. Say yes to you. So the survey's here in the comments for you. So click it, fill it out, and we cannot wait to see your answers. We will be in touch. We are going to get you whatever it is that you need. And we really do thank you for joining us, especially at the holidays. We know you have lots of ways that you can spend 35 minutes, and that you took time out of your busy schedule tonight to be here with us is something that we really appreciate. So have a great rest of your night, a beautiful holiday season, and we sure hope to see you joining us for another event or our team really soon. Thanks so much, Jen.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.